Hi Hinsters, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, welcome too. My name is Hinny, I'm a spiritual astrologer and tarot reader, and happy very soon to be Taurus season. This of course is a video for this beautiful second season of the astrological year, and I've got a lot of notes, things that I want to kind of cover with you today. Happy birthday if you are a Taurus, especially if you're a Taurus rising. And it's a beautiful day today. The rain is a raining. And finally here in Korea it's like no jacket weather, so I'm loving it. No more snow, no more cold, and we are in the full kind of swing of literal spring here, and Taurus season 2 is the beginning, or kind of the middle I should say, of the spiritual spring, and is of course the second season of the astrological year, and spans that period roughly of April 20th to May 20th. And we are therefore moving out of cardinal fire and into fixed earth. So we get a lot of these things that have been started really solidifying and becoming constancies, becoming reliable things. And in some cases, for some of us, certain like premature things or foolishnesses, they also become more saturated or more stubborn, if you like, even in Taurus season. It's fixed earth, so things just get a much firmer hold in some sense. And I also wanted to mention, by the way, that I think I'm gonna make a video on this at some point, but I've got plenty of time because it's Neptune, but we have just experienced the transition of Neptune from Pisces into Aries, and Neptune will be in Aries for a super duper long time. So I'll be making a video on that at some point for you. But when that happened, when the official Neptune transit into Aries happened, we had those stories, that the news of the earthquakes in Myanmar, and I didn't know this actually until I did a little more digging, but Neptune, the god, is also associated with earthquakes. Did you know? I had no idea until I started to learn more. So I found that to be quite an interesting thing. And also, by the way, Neptune is associated with horses. Very interesting. But anyway, there's also, I will say, a lot of fire energy right now from the get-go in Taurus season. Even though we are finishing officially a fire season, we've got Mars having just entered Leo, we've got Neptune, as I said, in Aries, and we just had the moon. She just left Sagittarius, she's in Capricorn now, but she's bringing a lot of that Sagittarian energy into kind of the end of Aries season and the beginning of Taurus season. And so yes, Taurus season, then we've got the tone of Taurus season a little bit like this. So we have the Sun squaring Mars in Leo, we have the Sun squaring Pluto in Aquarius, and we have the moon, as I said, in Capricorn, making a trine to Uranus in Taurus. So these are kind of some of the major transits that are occurring. I think also Mercury is like conjunct Venus. Let me just double check that. I'll double check that for you, because I can be wrong, right? Sorry, Mercury is conjunct Neptune. That's what I should have said. Mercury is conjunct Neptune also. These are kind of the major aspects toning this here Taurus season of 2025. And I wanted to talk especially about the Sun square Mars, because Mars, he is the ruler of squares in astrology, and this is an exact aspect. So the Sun and Mars both being at 0 degrees of Taurus and Leo, respectively, and respectively. These two fixed signs, they naturally square each other. So there's a lot of Martian energy, and I guess what's the word I'm looking for? There's a lot of testimony that Mars is bringing to this here Taurus season. So we can't really ignore Mars, even though Aries season is officially coming to a close. What I have here is self-control as one of the overarching main themes or things to look out for, and also bracing. And this can be like bracing for needing in some cases to react or respond, or bracing ourselves for certain situations, conversations where we have to stick to our guns. That kind of energy can come through. I just had my hair cut yesterday, so I'm like still adjusting. But anyway, bracing for things like that. And also clear communication is one thing I wanted to, like crystal clear communication is something I wanted to put through here. A kind of crystal communication that is also like very loyal to one's convictions and very real and right and proper. Like these energies seem to me to be very important at this time. And the host of Taurus season always is Venus, because Venus rules Taurus, and she is at the beginning of Taurus season 25 degrees of Pisces. That's her exaltation, and she will be conjunct the North Node and also conjunct Saturn. Now she will, as we get later through this season, she will be back in Aries. And she was there from February 5th, roughly, to March 28th in the sign of Aries. And that included a retrograde. And I think basically the thing here is like, some of us might still be in this like Venus and Pisces kind of Disneyland sort of energy, but a lot of us are kind of also kind of hyped and high and mighty in terms of like we've learned something very valuable about maybe throwing ourselves into things with a foolish energy, or with a foolish energy coupled with a kind of gut instinct as well. And it's very interesting for a lot of us. Like it's kind of like when you know someone or some situation is trying to take you for a ride, but you still sort of run with it anyway, just to kind of see like how far they'll really push it, or how far it can really push you. And yeah, that kind of thing. Or like people trying to pull the wool over your eyes, or pull you back into a toxic dynamic or something like that. And it's kind of knowing now that that's what they were doing, and knowing as Venus goes back into Aries, the signs, the flags to look out for when the same person, if it is the same person, comes back, or the same themes or types of person come back, and you're just gonna be like, yeah, that's what that is. And like the cow, because Taurus is the season, the divine season of the cow, the bull, it is just like knowing that that's not grass that we want to be chewing. We want to just like bat our eyelids in a cute Venusian way and just like turn our cheek or our head, our shoulders away and move in the other direction. That's what we want to be doing in Taurus season, like as in using our spiritual senses and very Martian stuff, our gut instincts, to be like, yeah, that's what that is, that's what that was, like. And there's a lot of I don't give a frig anymore type of energy. Obviously coming off a dragon year and into the snake year, a lot of this is very like now deeply ingrained wisdom, and yeah, it's just transferred not just into this like I don't give a frig energy, but like I don't give a frig, and I'm gonna be very peaceful and silent and quiet and wise about things. So there's that. You know, for me, for example, in like during my Venus in Aries transit experience. I was looking through my diary just before, and one of the things that happened was there was this guy I went on this whirlwind date with, and whirlwind date meaning when the other person like just love bombs you, or you love bomb each other, or like it's just very Disneyfied. It was very wild, kind of like go 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 type of date, and I just knew that this was a scammer, this person, and he was a scammer. He turned out to be a scammer, but I also knew, but like the other side of me was like, let me just like meet this person and just see like, yeah, how it's gonna go down. And it just went down very predictably, and that's very like Venus and Aries as well. It's like, yeah, we can have a good time, we can laugh and ha ha, but like I already know like what it's about, you know. I already know what it is, um, that type of thing. And it can, for some people in some situations, be a bit dicey or dangerous, or yeah, as I said before, foolish with the Aries energy when it comes to things like lovemaking, when it comes to the exchange of resources as well, and love and attention and energy. But like, yeah, some of the flags and things that I was picking up on were just like how he kept mentioning that he had gotten scammed himself by some girl, right? He lent her money. He'd only known her 6 months. She took all his money from him, and she ran away apparently, and never paid him back. And I was like, well, that's very like unfortunate, and it's also very interesting that you're telling me this story and we've just met. A lot of narcissists and a lot of people will do this in the very beginning of like dating or seeing. They will couch themselves as some kind of victim or woe is me, but especially so if they keep mentioning or keep bringing it up, or if they are always the victim in the stories or the things they're telling you. Or watch out also for people who are like, they can never be in the wrong. It's always somebody else's problem. It's always something or somebody else. That kind of thing is, classic red flaggy stuff. But anyway, yeah, he just kept saying like, oh, I've been scammed by this girl, blah, 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 and just kept dropping these hints and going on and on and on about it. And I just kept being like, well, yeah, I just kept repeating how, unfortunate it is. But like, what do you want me to do about it? I don't know you either, like that kind of thing. And it did transpire later that he was going to ask me directly to give him money, and I was like, sorry, no. And then I just blocked him and moved along. But this is what I'm talking about, like Aries into Taurus season as well. Like, just come on, like try a bit harder, come on. It's very clear and obvious, and sometimes people think they can do this to you or to us because we are nice, or because we're kind, or because we have like or maybe people think we're weak or soft, and that's why they try it. But it's just so like dumb. Like it's like a lot of barking up the wrong tree kind of energy can go on as well at this time. And again, it's a lot of internal just laughter and like, how ridiculous that this person thinks that they can do this, or they can get away with this. It's ridiculous, but it's also quite entertaining, and I might just kind of not even point it out to them and kind of just hang around a little bit just to see, it's kind of when people lie to your face about things, just to see how far it will go. So there's a lot of that anyway that can be going on. And also, everything is kind of direct again now. So we had a lot of retrograde stuff recently in the skies, and now everything is direct again, like the major planets, astrologically speaking. And we have calm, we have silence, this is a snake year, right? We have steely mind, and the steely mind wins kind of thing. A lot of stoicism can help some people during this time, and during this entire snake year, actually, stoicism can really help some of us. And I've underlined here valuable people. Valuable people and places and things. Venus, she's the ruler of values and materials and things that are, precious and to adorn. And anyway, we won't talk too much about Venus. But yeah, valuable people, places, and things, they are the things, the people, and the places that you want to stick around and that you want to be giving your time and your energy and your resources to. This is Taurus and the snake year. It's not just about yes, Taurus is a season of values, but it's having that snake year after the dragon year kind of wisdom, which a lot of the time for a lot of us has been built from the kind of epic battle or experiences that we had last year. So it's already, again, a lot of this inbuilt kind of knowledge that you have, and couple that then with classic Taurus season stuff, which is using the spiritual senses of being able to smell bullshit. Basically, that's what it is as well, being able to tell. And a lot of the time you can smell it. You can literally smell it. A lot of the bad Taurus heavy people, a lot of the bad Taurus heavy people will have very bad breath, or there'll be something about their throat itself, they have some kind of weird thing going on, or they'll be very, what Koreans call, because I live in Korea, right, what they call sugar mouth. They'll be very sugar mouthy, when someone's just too sweet, and it's sickly kind of person or thing. A lot of that with the bad Taurians, or bad Taurus heavy people, that's the kind of stuff you want to be looking out for in Taurus season. If it doesn't smell nice, just don't go there, right? Kind of thing. And I also have down here that so in Korea, I was talking about Korea, right? Yesterday I met a couple of my friends, and we were talking, and they're Korean, and we were talking about, proverbs or sayings here in Korea. And one of the quite famous sayings is, and I'll translate it, it's we don't avoid shit, excuse my language, but we don't avoid shit because we're afraid of it. We avoid it because it's dirty, it's filthy. And so I want us to keep that as well in this here Taurus season. Just because you have to push or set boundaries, it's not because you're afraid of something happening or you're afraid of some person. It's because you're just protecting your spirit and your space and yourself from being dirtied or tarnished by something or someone. That's what it is. And to not yourself get that twisted, and to not convince yourself that other people can have that twisted. And also I think we want to have immaculate and self-assured vibes in any Venusian season, but yes, in this Taurus season as well, especially when it comes to your money, your resources, your anything, to be honest, that is valuable to you, including your space. If you're a Cancer rising, for example, this is your home right now. When we talk about your spiritual space, Venus, she rules your 4th house as a Cancer rising. That's where you have Libra. And we're talking in Taurus season for you, Cancer rising, about the 11th house. It's your wishes and your friendships and your alliances. But anyway, we'll talk about the rising signs specifically in a bit. I'm getting a bit tangential. But also what I have here is another phrase that we talked about, me and my friends, yesterday, about how man can't get along with monkeys, or they literally can't speak to each other. So this is another saying, stop trying to be too Venusian with people who are just not worth your time. That's basically what that is. They can't cohabit, man and monkeys, right? They can't. They're different. And don't try to force things as well with people, or to force situations, or to waste your valuable time or valuable energy on people who are dumb as feck, basically, or who try to feck with you, people who deliberately, because Taurus season is also, by the way, a very psyche kind of season. It's the opposite to Scorpio, two sides of the same coin. So there can be a lot of these mind games as well, and these kind of hypnoses in Taurus season, and these addictive things, and getting obsessed about a negative dynamic, or getting very like vain, getting very superficial, getting very overly sensual, overly erotic. Like, a lot of these things can also come through in Taurus season, and they can become very stuck or solid, or hard to kind of shake off, and it might not be shaken off until like Gemini season comes around, and definitely once Cancer season comes around, or any kind of not very great Taurian thing that we have been doing will be kind of washed away come Cancer season, or we'll get this karmic slap, as we often do in Cancer season. But anyway, yeah, people who try to like feck with you or play these mind games with you, really look out for that, and just keep this kind of thing in your mind and your heart of like how men and monkeys, they can't cohabit. So don't try to make it happen. And people who also insult you, like in front of your face even, or right to you directly, that's something that can happen in Taurus season, because every god, goddess, every planet has its like negative sides, of course, like every season does, every sign does. And one of the more negative things about Venus is that she can have this basically bitchy energy, and this mean girls type of energy, and saying or doing really fucked up things, or wild things, but with a smile or with a sweet voice, or in like social situations especially. This kind of thing can really creep up in Taurus season. Also, anyway, I think this season for us can be about the gentle, and kind of gentle vibes. This is a Venusian season. It's like the nice tasting things, the good stuff, the kind of the easy road a lot of the time in this kind of season. And also like subtle things, so subtle additions to, if you have an exercise regime, or if you are on a specific kind of diet, or routines, conduct and outlook, anything like this. It's a great time in Taurus season to just add a little bit more, to just, I don't know, if it's your exercise, to put a few more reps. It's not about like pushing or exerting to some extreme, but it's like, just add a little more, sprinkle a little more, like a little more effort, or a little more energy, or a little more good vibes into something, and it can go a long way later. So it's like making a few little more steps towards some kind of good habit, for example, that you want to make very consistent, or set a boundary or two that will later really serve dividends for you, and become like this thick fortress later when we get into Gemini season. You'll just be fleeting and flying, and all the people you are talking and interacting with will be totally your vibe, and they will be totally down with you, and they will be people who you want to talk to, people who make you feel listened to, and people who want to listen to you, and you want to listen to them, and you want to learn about them, because you need to also use your ears in Taurus season, just like you use your nose to smell the bullshit. Use your ears, use your eyes, use every thing when it comes to these spiritual senses, because there'll be people who you'll talk to them, but they'll give you this vibe of they don't really want to listen to you, or it's a bother, or it's a chore to listen to you. Stay away, please. Stay away from these people. Anybody who gives any kind of vibe like that, just get rid of them. shake them off, okay? And do it sooner than later, because you want, in Gemini season, which is the peak of the spiritual spring, you want all the buzzing around you to be these beautiful butterflies and gorgeous starlings and all the rest of it, and you don't want it to be flies, right? Mosquitoes and people who drag and bug you. You want it to be the nice things that buzz and fleet around you. Also, Taurus season is about passive attraction and remembering, I guess, that, and let's finish with this before we get into the signs, but I guess with this passive attraction and being in this snake year, like good people, remembering that good people will always have friends and good people will always have favor, like real, solid, loyal friends and favor. That's something very important for a lot of us to keep in mind, because we can forget it sometimes. Maybe sometimes we have a fear of missing out, or we desire something that's not really for us, or we want to try to be something that we're not, or impress overly so. Those kind of things can creep up, but like in Taurus season, it's a passive kind of attraction. It's about just being you, and like also being confident and happy with the decisions you've made, in Aries season and before, like, and just being content with that, and yeah, not being swayed or bothered by the static and the buzz. Okay, Taurus rising then. So for Taurus rising, this is your first house, and the first house is many things, like yourself, your personality, your body, your literal health. It's also things like new beginnings. It's also things like your vehicles, if you drive, literally, that's first house stuff. It's your outlook, worldviews, all this jazz. So I have for you, like, because with this Sun square Mars kind of tone that we have in this particular Taurus season, for you, this is like controlling your personality, whatever that means for you, but like controlling your personality. This is also composure and dignity. This is doing the right thing, especially perhaps when it comes to your family and your home, because this is where you have these two houses squaring, the first and the fourth house. The fourth house being things like family and home. For Gemini rising, then, this is your 12th house season, which is stuff like the house of bad spirit, the house of exile, meditation, the house of loss. And for you, this is like drinking, getting high, and doing it responsibly. If you do those things, or if you're going to get into a situation where you do, it's to do it very responsibly, or to be very careful, Gemini, and also to avoid frenemies, like hater types. And I also have some of you Gemini risings to shine, even if you have to stand alone. That's just something I'm getting for a lot of you, to shine even if you have to stand alone. Cancer rising, this is your 11th house season, the season of the good stuff rained down on us from the gods above. It's the house of friendships, alliances, and good spirit. And this is a message then of don't mess it up, don't self-sabotage, and to control also your spending with this Mars in Leo transit, Mars through your second house, Cancer, and to start focusing also on things like nutrition, if you're not already, like focusing on, all the stuff you put in that divine temple that is your body, and to invest in your wishes and also your friends, but especially your wishes and your goals. Anything that has been going strong during Aries season, and that is like solidifying or crystallizing in Taurus season, to keep investing, especially your money and your time, in those things and those goals. Leo rising, this is your 10th house season, and it's a very important time of the year, Taurus season, for you, because this is an angular house, and this is making for a lot of you big career decisions. This is big action time generally for a lot of Leo risings. This is also, for some of you, pushing yourself out and up there in some sense. For Virgo rising, this is your 9th house season, the season of the masculine gods and things like astrology as well, and teachers and higher education and travel. And for you, I have that you are being spiritually tested, perhaps. And also, as Rihanna said, don't let the bastards get you down. That's what I have for you, Virgo. And also, if you can, travel. If you have the opportunity, the means, travel. This could be moving out of your town, your city, to go to a new place or somewhere you haven't been for a while. So yeah, if you can, move and travel. Virgo. Libra rising, this is your 8th house season, stuff like debts and death and anxiety of the future and shared contracts, your partner's baggage and all the rest of the 8th house stuff. For you, I have to pay back your favors. For some of you, this will be actually you getting the fruits of labors that maybe started like 6 months ago or more. You're feeling it come back now. This is also friends and how they can help you with things like your anxiety. And this is making trusted contracts. So maybe some of you are going to, in Taurus season, begin something that you will be able to really rely on through the rest of this snake year. And then for Scorpio rising, this is your 7th house and making relationships official. This is things like watching out for things you put out there and up there into the world. This is like airing your personal business. This is also things like praising other people, giving other people their flowers, Scorpio. Sagittarius rising, then this is your 6th house season, the season of what was called bad fortune, and also things like your health, and if you like hire people or you pay people or you employ people, this is also 6th house stuff. This is things for you actually looking to be on the up and up, especially for some of you Sag risings who've been ill or sick. Taurus season can always be like just an easier or softer time for you in that regard. And for some of you Sag risings, yes, things can be looking on the up and up, but beware of righteousness, because we do have Mars in Leo. Yes, a fellow fire sign, but there can be like sometimes for Sages with Leo transits, like not being able to deal with some of the more expressive aspects of these things that we are like solidifying, or these things that are coming to be constant or fixed. It can be hard to focus on the fixation, that's what I want to say, or deal or cope with the fixations. Capricorn rising, then we have this as your 5th house season. This is putting yourself out there for love. For a lot of you, this is overcoming dating fears. And for some of you, this is like having fun again. So I like that for you. Aquarius rising, we have the 4th house. This is the house of home, family, mysteries, things completely unknown to you, or subconscious or unconscious, I should say, to you. And for you, Aquarius, I have making new and possibly uncomfortable discoveries about partners, about other people. This is also uncovering the value in others, or just maybe you're having these very profound realizations or feelings about other people. Pisces, then, this is for Pisces rising, this is your 3rd house. So celebrating your friends, celebrating siblings, neighbors. And it's kind of this vibe of like, because Taurus and Pisces, these two signs sextile each other, so it's quite like an easy or easygoing time for Pisces, especially with a lot of planets already in Pisces now. We've got Venus there, right, in her exaltation right now. But it's like generosity all around you and wanting to like share and be that care bear to people all around you. Lastly, then we've got Aries rising. So this is your second house season, and this is spending. If you have kids, this is spending on your kids. This is spending on friends. This is spending or splashing out on dating. This is fun times as well for you, and like specifically spending a lot of money or time or resources on having fun. And this is like, I have here finally for you, Aries, perfecting the joys in your life. That's what I have for this here Taurus season. I hope everybody has a lovely beginning to it, and I look forward to seeing you again when I do the tarot readings for each of the rising signs. So look out for that. So that's going to be the May tarot. I love you, and I'm sending you my best wishes. Take care.